Hello, welcome. How's it going? Hope it's going well. Hope the music levels sound okay in comparison to my voice. We're on a quiet part with the music right now, but I mean when it gets back up like this. I hope it sounds okay. Let me know if I need to change the levels at all. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've drinking lots of water, staying hydrated. I've eaten something today. I'm doing good. I've just been doing some meetings to get ready for tutoring this semester. Just made me a good old cup of coffee, cinnamon dolce. It smells wonderful, and I wish you guys could smell through the screen because that'd be sick. Yeah, first things first, we got 2 new followers overnight, which one is a friend of mine, Liz Bear. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can do the shout out thing correctly. Yeah, I did it. Lizzie's really cool. They got a solid schedule going on, and they play quite a bit of Valorant, Fortnite, Minecraft. I think some Overwatch. I might be wrong on that though. Some other things too. I can actually probably look right now because we have a self promo chat. Yeah, Overwatch. I was right. We got just game nights. Yep, random gaming nights. Lot of Overwatch, but also Valorant. Yeah, that type of stuff. So if you guys enjoy that, go check out Lizzie. Secondly, thank you Peter Parker Place for the follow. That is also someone I know from the Arcane SMP. So yeah, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the channel, guys. Thanks so much for the support. We are already off to a good start getting to our 40 follower goal. Yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. Today we are looking at some Am I the Asshole Reddit stories. So grab a snack, grab a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy the stream. Let's get into it. All right, let's I'm gonna filter this by I'm not saying a filter that I can do by like monthly or weekly or whatever. Can I? I don't think so. Ah, this is the wrong Reddit, that's why. There it is. Alright, let's do this. Alright, let's filter this by... Okay, we got top posts from the last month. Let's do that. I have to lurk, but I'll try to make it before stream ends. Okay, no problem. Anyone in chat who does want to give their input at the end of this story, I will pause. I will stop reading chat until I'm done with the story, and then you can give your opinions. Most certainly I will be reading them and giving my own opinions because who knows. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Am I the asshole for kicking out one of my bridesmaids for showing up in the wrong dress? Okay. On the outside, that sounds like a yes to me, but we'll see if there's more to it. So this person is a 23-year-old female. Wedding was back on Saturday, December 31st. I'm still getting backlash from this, so I want to know if this was an asshole move. In the country I live in, it's currently winter, and we get a fair amount of snow, so my wedding was a winter-themed wedding. The color theme was forest green and gold. My dress was obviously white, and I chose the color of my bridesmaids' dresses to be forest green as well. My maid of honor's dress was black, and everyone was to wear gold accessories. First of all, that's not very wintry themed to me, but you know, you do you. Sounds like nice colors. I have this friend, we'll call her Kat, that I asked to be one of my bridesmaids. When we went dress shopping and I told them the color theme I was going for, Kat immediately expressed that she thought forest green was a bad choice. She said she thinks it's not a flattering color and thought I should choose something different and more girly. I said no because my wedding was winter themed and I thought the color would go perfect with the theme. Again, I disagree, but you do you, it's your wedding, homie. She suggested a pink, blue, even a red. I feel like blue would fit the winter theme a little bit, but I mean, I guess it depends what country you're in, right? If your winter is snowless, then I think green suits perfectly, but I'm not sure about pink. I said no, but thanks for your opinion. She found out about my maid of honor's dress was black and asked if she could wear black too. I said no, only my maid of honor is wearing black. I paid for all the dresses. Fast forward to wedding day. Everyone's getting their hair and makeup done and Kat shows up 30 minutes late holding a bag that looked like it had a dress inside. I asked her what this was for. She told me it was for later on at the reception if she got uncomfortable and wanted to change after the pictures. I was like, okay, cool. So fast forward, we're all dressed and walking down the stairs because the ceremony is beginning in 30 minutes and we're going to take some pictures before. Kat's the last person to come down. She's wearing a black dress. At the time, I was preoccupied taking pictures with my parents, but my maid of honor came over to me and made me aware of the situation. I confronted Kat and asked her what was going on. She said she hates her bridesmaid dress, as the color is ugly and makes her look gross, so she's wearing black. I told her to please go back and change. She refused and started walking away from me. I said I'm going to ask her one more time, and if she doesn't oblige, I'm calling security and kicking her out. She began yelling at me, so I called security and asked them to please escort her out. She started making a big scene, yelling how I'm such a B-word, that I can't force her to wear anything, and that I'm a horrible and inconsiderate friend. The wedding went on, and it was truly amazing. Ever since the wedding, Kat has been blowing up my phone with texts saying some really nasty things and asking for the money back she spent on the black dress since it was a waste and she didn't get to wear it. I had to block her number. Some of the other bridesmaids have been giving me crap, saying I was a little harsh kicking her out and embarrassing her like that, and that maybe I should give her her money back. Am I the asshole for kicking her out? The thread is now blocked due to an excess of rule violations. Alright, so there's some comments that have been blocked, but we're going to read some of them. I'm going to read some of them before I give my opinions, because I'm curious where people lie first. This is the top one. She embarrassed herself. She agreed to wear the dress you picked out, then deceitfully planned a change at the last moment in hopes that you'd just let her get away with it. She knew that you would tell her no. Think of being in a wedding as playing a part in a play, or a ballet, or something. You get cast as a bridesmaid, so you wear the costume that the artistic director has picked out for the bridesmaid to wear. If you don't want to wear the costume, then don't be in the show. But you can't just show up on opening night and say, I didn't like your costume choices, so I'm going to wear the same costume as this other character instead. Everyone's applauding the analogy here. What Kat did is called main character syndrome. Everyone's just replying to that one comment here. I think it's because the thread's blocked. Oh, here's another one that's really up high that responded to that comment, especially since OP paid for all the green bridesmaid dresses. Frankly, she should demand that Kat pay her back for the green dress, but I think OP's plan of just blocking her and her drama is the best choice. Kat tried to make the wedding about herself, and it backfired on her. As someone above stated, she agreed to play the part of the bridesmaid, and that means wearing the dress you picked out. If she's really so insecure that she can't be seen in a non-preferred color, then she should have dropped out. There are so many crazy brides out there making ridiculous demands at their wedding party and guests. All you did was expect your wedding party to wear the attire you picked out. That is a very basic wedding expectation. Good riddance to insecure drama queen Kat, and I'd reevaluate any other friend that tells you you're wrong for expecting basic respect and honesty from a friend on your wedding day. Good on you for not letting someone stomp on your boundaries. Alright. Those are the two I'm going to read because it seems pretty unanimous in these comments that the OP is not the asshole, and I have to agree. Yeah. I definitely think that, one, the bridesmaid shouldn't have said, yeah, I'll wear the green dress, and then showed up with a different dress. Two, what really got me is the fact that the bridesmaid, Kat, is asking the bride for her money back when she paid for the black dress. The bridesmaid paid for the green dress for her bridesmaid, not the black dress. Therefore, because Kat paid for the black dress, that was her money she spent, didn't need to, and she should pay the bride back for the green dress that she didn't use. I think maybe Kat should have sat down and had a discussion with the bride about the color she hated that much, or just chose not to be a bridesmaid. Exactly. I do think, of course, the bride, it's her wedding. I mean, I don't see such a big deal about kicking the person out because she was making a scene about it. However, I wish that maybe they could have had a conversation and maybe said, you know, maybe you shouldn't be a bridesmaid, but you're more than welcome to still attend the wedding in your black dress and watch, but maybe just don't be in it. But that was an interesting one. Yeah. I feel like that one's pretty unanimous. Comments are kind of with it on that. Oh, no. That's so sad. Oh, no. There's some questionable ones. I need to get through these next two because the one after the one I'm about to tell is, the title has me. What? So this one is, am I the asshole? For getting my daughter a hotel room entirely for herself after her stepsisters made her sleep on the floor. RIP. I only have one sibling. She is 12. So we're very far apart in age. I don't really get the whole sibling thing because we're basically not siblings because we're so far apart in age. If that makes any sense. My dad passed away 2 weeks ago. Me, my wife Candace, and my daughter, 16, Shiloh, and her stepsisters, 19 and 17, these are all fake names by the way, flew to my hometown to attend a funeral. After that, we got 2 hotel rooms, one for me and Candace, one for the girls. While I was in the room, I got a call from Shiloh at 11 p.m. crying. It sounded like she's arguing with her stepsisters. I asked what was the matter, and she told me her stepsisters insisted she sleep on the floor. There was one large bed in that room, and there was enough space for all 3 girls to sleep on it. I asked why, and she said she didn't know. I went to see what the issue was and talked to the stepdaughters about it. They kept talking, but didn't really explain why they told her to sleep on the floor. They just shrugged and said, it's better this way. We're more comfortable this way. I told Shiloh to grab her things, and when one of my stepdaughters asked where we were going, I told her I was booking her a hotel room. Both looked upset and didn't say anything, but they must have called their mom because she was awake when I got back and started arguing with me about giving Shiloh an entire hotel room for herself. I explained why I did it, but she said I wasted money and that Shiloh could have sucked it up for one night on the floor. I called her unreasonable for saying this, but she told me I showed the girls that I'm playing favorites, and made my stepdaughter share a room while I gave my daughter an entire room for herself. We went home and Candace is still bringing it up, saying I mishandled this. She even pointed out to my stepdaughters how my stepdaughters are upset since they're not speaking to me. It was Candace who got a room for the 3 girls as to not stir any drama and save money. She was in charge of the hotel reservation since I was emotionally distressed. Also, Candace did not expect Shiloh to sleep on the floor. She wanted all 3 girls to share the bed. There's 2 that was the first update. This is the second one. For those who are calling me an asshole for giving my daughter her name. Her mom did that and she's deceased, so please let's not focus on that. And also, I've known my stepdaughters since they were little. We're pretty much family, and Candace is... Oh, what? I don't know what this is, and I think it's an acronym for something, but I don't know. And I've given her full access to money since this stuff was already discussed before or handled. Handled, yeah. Pretty much everything was. Okay. I want to talk about this before I read the comments. Apparently people are calling him the asshole. I don't think he is. And here's why. I don't think sisters, regardless if they're stepsister or whatnot, should treat their other sister that way. However, it is sisterly behavior, if that makes sense. I mean, sisters are mean to each other, but like... Okay. If there isn't room on the bed, which there certainly was, I'm saying theoretically, if there wasn't, they all should have talked about it and been like, okay, someone sleep on the floor or wherever else. I don't think they were in the right. However, as someone with not a lot of money, I am thinking like, okay, the dad just got like a whole new hotel room, and I literally don't understand why his daughter couldn't just sleep with him and his wife. Is that so strange for me to think? The step-siblings and mother giving Cinderella. I agree, and this is what the comments are saying as well. I also think as a parent, you should at least talk to your significant other about the situation before making a decision, even if you don't agree on it. Then you do you. But you know what I'm saying? At least bring it up like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this because this happened. I don't know. Overall, he's not the asshole. And for at least one of the stepdaughters, I'm not giving any slack because she is an adult at 19. That is a year younger than me, and there's no way in heck I would ever treat anyone like that. Okay. This is a topic comment. What I'm getting from this is that your stepdaughters are trying to live up to the Disney depiction of stepsisters and were shocked when they couldn't just bully her into getting what they want. What's extra gross is that they did it when coming back from Shiloh's grandparents' funeral. Talk about cruel, rip. You're definitely not the asshole. But also, what is going on with Candace if she sees this as playing favorites? I agree there too. Like, what? Her daughter's trying to make yours sleep on the floor for fun. Sounds like the apples don't fall far from the tree. Have you pointed out your daughter is also upset because of the situation and she is playing favorites? I agree. Comment after that, worse, the stepsisters got what they wanted, but they were upset that the person who they took advantage of was accommodated. Exactly, if they just wanted the bed to themselves, it's a win-win. They're only upset because stepsister was not miserable with the outcome. This. I agree. The wife should have booked 2 beds or something. I will say with like grown girls like that, at least teenage girls, I think they should have a little bit more space, personally. But I mean, I get, again, as someone who doesn't have a lot of money, I get it. You know, I totally get it. But assuming that they have enough money to buy or rent another hotel, it's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into it. Okay, this one I have to do. Because what? Am I the asshole for leaving my babies inside by themselves? It's marked as not the a-hole, and I'm really concerned. I, 20, okay, so she is my age, and I need to put myself in this mindset. I, 20, am a mother of triplets who are only 2 months old. I never expected ever in my life that I'd be a mother to triplets, so when I first became pregnant, it was definitely the last thing on my mind. I'm home with my babies all day long, and had to even transfer my education to online. Sometimes I just need some fresh air, especially when I can't get them to stop crying and I find myself getting super frustrated to the point of tears. It's honestly so hard, and the dad isn't here to help, as he's either at work or at school. My fiance, 24, his parents rented us a main floor apartment, so when I step outside, I'm literally just sitting on the chair right beside the door. Plus, I have a baby monitor set up in their room, and it has a camera on it, so I can see them and hear them, so if anything happened, I'd be able to quickly go get them. Being able to step outside for a few minutes or take a breather is really important to me because I start to have mini panic attacks when I can't get them to stop crying, and I get really frustrated because I feel super overwhelmed. Being able to go outside just gives me a chance to calm down. My fiancé came home to me sitting outside while my babies were crying and freaked out on me, calling me a horrible mom and a bunch of other names that I'm not going to list here. He thinks that I was being super neglectful and putting the babies in harm's way, and even told his parents, and now everyone seems to be really against me. I grew up in the system. My fiance's family is the only family I have and I've ever known, so it breaks my heart that they're so upset with me. But I really don't think I was doing anything wrong or putting my babies in harm's way, but they seem to think otherwise, so I'm wondering if I should apologize for my actions or if I'm the a-hole in this situation. There is an update. I decided to show my fiancé this thread at first. He was really upset with me for sharing our personal problems with the strangers on the internet, even though it's anonymous. But in the end, he had a chance to calm down and hear me and all of you guys out, and he actually apologized and promised he'd be more involved with parenting and even is willing to take parenting classes, which I'll hold him to that. You better. I just want to thank everyone for the support that you all give me. Alright, and then just the thank yous. Alright, after hearing it, totally agree. Not the asshole. As someone who gets super overwhelmed really easily, I do this thing when I get really frustrated or angry or emotional and I just won't talk. I just won't talk. And my partner finds that frustrating sometimes. They're getting used to it though and they're understanding it, but I need to just not talk or do anything. I need to calm down when I get worked up before I do anything. So understanding this, it's so hard to be a young mom and I'm gonna say practically a single mom, as they did say their husband isn't around a lot for work and stuff. So taking care of 3 babies at the age of 20 all day, every day, that is a lot. I mean, any mom, it's a lot for even just one kid. So to just take a minute, just 1 minute, to go outside and take a deep breath, and you can see your babies on the monitor and you can hear your babies, totally understandable. And I think it's really sucky that the husband didn't listen or understand, but at least he does now and he's trying to make the effort. I think it's really great that it worked out. The title on this was very alarming for a moment, but it's okay. Any conflicting thoughts on that or additions anyone would like to add, let me know. I always want to hear them. This coffee isn't great. It smells so yummy, but it's not great. Alright, let's find another one that I find interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. Am I the asshole for moving out when my parents asked me to pay rent? And it's marked not the a-hole, by the way. Which, by the title, I can already tell that I would agree. I want to find one that is the a-hole. I feel like that would be fun. We should do that. I'll do that next. We'll find one that is the a-hole. I feel so bougie. I've got my Reddit pulled up. I got my stream, my funky music, and my coffee cup. Ooh, I'm a professional right now. What is going on? Cracked. I, 23, I'm the oldest of 5 siblings, and I'm a full-time student. I also have a part-time job in my field, but when I complete my degree, my employer will take me on full-time. Sorry, the language in that was very strange for a second. I make enough from part-time to pay for school and put money aside. My siblings range from 20 to 10. Both of our parents work full-time. I have taken on a lot of the responsibilities for keeping everything running in the house. I do the grocery shopping, the laundry as well, and making suppers and doing meal prep, so everyone has lunches ready to take every day. I also get all my siblings to do their part with regards to household chores. For example, my youngest brother is responsible for feeding and walking the dog, so I make sure that there is dog food in the storage and poop bags on the leash. My dad works very long hours, and my mom works 9 to 5 at a hard job. Over Christmas, I had a chance to buy a PS5 for myself, so I did. The rest of the family is still using a shared PS4. I keep mine in my room, and I do not share. My parents started fielding complaints from my oldest brother about how I made so much money, and I don't share the things I buy for myself. Totally true. So they had to talk with me where they brought this up. I pointed out how much of the household work I did, and they said it wasn't fair that I was earning so much money without contributing. They told me how much they expected from me. I went to my room and I did the math. If I gave them what they wanted, I would have about $800 a month left over. If I dropped a couple classes next semester, I could go full-time hours with my employer, and it would only be one more year until I graduated with my second degree, but I could afford my own place, and I would have way more free time and disposable income. I packed up and moved out. Everything I owned fit in my car. I stayed in an Airbnb for 2 weeks until I could get everything sorted with an apartment, school, and work. It was great. I'm not gonna lie, I may have gotten a little overboard on Tinder. I couldn't have women over at my parents' house. Fair. You do you, homie. I just moved into my own apartment. I'm staying part-time until I finish the semester. I will work full-time over the summer and go to a lighter class load, higher work hours in the fall. My oldest brother has been tasked by my parents to do everything I used to do. His chores have been split up with the other 3. They're all mad at me for moving out. My parents are upset that I left them in the lurch. My siblings are mad that they all have to do more chores. My oldest brother is especially salty because he has no free time to see his girlfriend, and she isn't allowed in the house when my parents are home. I'm enjoying my free time. I bought myself a plant from IKEA. You enjoy that plant from IKEA. I feel bad for screwing them all over, but it didn't make sense to me to do all the work and pay rent on top. Edit, all the chores were split fairly. I wasn't doing any more than anyone else. I thought it was fair until I was asked to put in money as well. Okay. Someone said the plant from IKEA made them smile. Me too. Alright, definitely not the asshole. Listen, if you are an adult, which is 18 or over, and you can move out and you have the money to do so, go for it. There's nothing stopping you, and if your family gets upset about it, it's on them. Like, what do they want you to do? Like, I get, oh gosh. There was one part that I felt. Oh, it was the oldest brother. So I get it because I'm not allowed to have my partner in the house really when my family's home. But that's just something I gotta deal with as an adult. It's just part of it. And if the oldest brother can't pull as much weight as a sibling, then I don't know. There's just a lot going on here, and especially with the PS5. Listen, this is something I had to talk with my sibling. I bought it, therefore I own it, and you cannot touch it. You cannot mess with it. You cannot play with it because it is mine. You can ask, and maybe I'll let you, but because it's mine, I bought it with my own money. You can't. You can't. You can't. It's not yours. So they can't be upset about the sibling not sharing the PS5 because it's theirs. It belongs to them, you know? Let's find one that is No, that is not the asshole. Ah, found one. Found one. Back for a minute, was wondering how long you'll be streaming for. I'm streaming for about another half an hour. Okay. This one is dubbed the asshole. Okay. Am I the asshole for showing up to my husband's doctor's appointment? Okay. My husband has been dealing with some health issues for the past few weeks and has been frequently visiting the doctor. I asked if I could go with him, but he refused, saying it wouldn't be necessary. And when I asked why he wouldn't want me with him, he said he felt more comfortable having privacy with his doctor. I jokingly asked if his doctor was a woman, and he glanced at me. I anticipated his next doctor's appointment and decided to go meet him there. He went, and 10 minutes later, I entered the office. I identified myself as his wife, and he was shocked when he saw me. I greeted his doctor, a man, lol, and we talked, but my husband refused to even look my way and refused to speak as well. We left the office together, and he went off on me in the car, saying I shouldn't have followed him, and came into the doctor's office after he asked me for some privacy. I said it was all right, I'm his wife. I already know what his issues are, and I just want to show support. He said I overstepped his one boundary and refused to respect his wish and made him more stressed than he already is in these hard times he's going through. I thought he overreacted, but am I the asshole? Definitely. Yeah, you're for sure the asshole. Like, listen. Again, as they are partners, typically you do keep your partner up to date on your health issues because financially it affects you both. And if it's something difficult you're going through, you want to let your partner know if it's something serious. But even though the husband was going through some health concerns, it sounds like in his mind it wasn't nearly enough to like have the wife go with him to his doctor's appointments. It sounds like it's something that he's been dealing with for a while now, and the wife knows. And also doctor-patient confidentiality. Like, your partner, whoever you're going to doctors with, they don't need to be on your thing. Even though they know what's wrong with you, they don't need to. You don't need to hear it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I went to the doctor to talk about a health concern that my partner already knew, they don't need to come with me. There's no point. You know what's going on. I'm going to come home and I'm probably going to tell you what happened, the general details of what happened during my doctor's appointment, And if I told you I'm not comfortable with it, don't follow me. What is wrong with you? Top comment. You're the asshole. You don't have the right to invade your husband's privacy after he requested to go alone. A signed piece of paper doesn't give you the right to stalk your husband. You have zero respect for him. Obviously. Hard agree. Hard agree. Oh, this one won an award. I want to read this one. As someone who's chronically ill, I feel more comfortable alone at the doctor's office. I can advocate for myself, and my doctor is wonderful. But if a loved one ever unconsensually invaded my doctor's appointment, I'd lose my trust in them forever. This is the sow deep seeds of mistrust kind of mood. OP is an absolute you're the asshole, and I hope the husband considers taking a long, hard look at their marriage. Okay. If you simply can't wait for your husband to eventually tell you how it's going, how can your husband trust you'll be trustworthy and caring other half when in sickness? OP making it about the doctor possibly being a woman is incredibly telling. That had me too. You don't trust your husband. It's pathetic, and you took a whole step further in violating a patient's privacy. Red flag. I would say, without the comment of, oh, is your doctor a woman? Without that whole thing, if that wasn't involved, if I was in the husband's place, I would be pissed. I would be upset for a while. But I feel like we could work it out. We could get over it. But the fact that the wife was like, Oh, is it a girl? 100% trust issues. You can't trust your own husband to go to his doctor's appointment by himself because you think that there might be another woman, or you can't trust him enough to not do something. You know what I'm saying? What is wrong? What's going on? Let me find another one that's interesting to me. Okay, this one's interesting. It's dubbed Not the Asshole, but I want to read it anyway. And I feel like after the... Okay. From here on out, we're going to do every other thing. So, am I the asshole for making homemade food for everyone except my brother's stepdaughter? I, a 27-year-old female, am not a professional chef, but have taken a bunch of cooking classes and love making elaborate meals for friends and family. About 2 years ago, my brother Greg, 25-year-old male, married Cheryl, 35-year-old female. Cheryl has a daughter from a previous relationship, Becca, a 9-year-old female, who has several health conditions, including celiac. Is it celiac? Correct me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And a severe dairy allergy that requires her to carry an EpiPen. Last week, I hosted a dinner at my house for my parents' wedding anniversary. I made a fancy 5-course dinner. In addition to my parents, I invited 4 close family friends, Greg, Cheryl, and Becca, and my sister, her boyfriend, and their twins. Both are 8-year-old males. Because of Becca's food restrictions, I found a restaurant in town that specializes in gluten-free, dairy-free, as well as other allergen-free food, and arranged for them to make a full meal for Becca that I could pick up in advance of the party. I have made a variety of specialty meals in the past, for example, keto meals when my friend was following that diet, and I like the challenge. But knowing how serious Becca's restrictions were, I didn't trust myself to make her a meal. I have ADHD and get easily distracted, and if I even used the wrong spoon or didn't completely wash some flour off a bowl, it could make her incredibly sick. I thought the takeout solution was fine, but when I served the food, I saw Cheryl looking at Becca's plate with a stony face. For her part, Becca started eating and seemed completely fine. Cheryl whispered to Greg, and Greg asked if he could talk to me in the kitchen. When we got there, he said it was unbelievable that I couldn't be bothered to make something for Becca, and that they'd been bragging about what a great cook I am to her, and that he knew I'd made keto, vegan, and other complicated kinds of food in the past. Now she would feel left out because she didn't get to eat what the rest of the family was eating. He said it was obvious that I didn't care about making his stepdaughter feel like a part of the family, and that they were leaving. Greg, Cheryl, and Becca then left, which put a damper on the rest of the party. I felt like I did my best at the time, but in hindsight, I wonder if I should have tried harder to make Becca feel included, since she's a relatively new addition to our family. Am I the asshole? No. Not the asshole, in my opinion. Reading this, you did that entirely out of concern. Like, I totally get it. Easily distracted, I'm there. I also share the trait of ADHD. It's rough. Like, if your or anyone in your family has a severe allergy to not one, but several things, even just one, it's different than like a keto diet. For most people, they just do that because they want to do the diet, and like, I mean, it's a short-lived thing majority of the time. That type of stuff is very different from that of an allergy, unless you are the rare few that do a keto diet because you have an allergy. But you do know what I'm saying? I think there's a difference between doing a type of diet just to diet, and making a meal for your friend who's dieting, because if you accidentally put something in it that like isn't part of the diet, you're not going to kill them. It's going to be fine. You know what I mean? Whereas if you accidentally put something in someone's food that has an allergy to it, it could go really badly, really fast. So it's completely out of concern for her step-niece. 100%. And I probably would have done the same thing. So definitely not the asshole. The top comment is, for some reason, I read that and I felt sad for you. I'm honestly in disbelief you thought you did something wrong. You're incredibly thoughtful in how you handled ensuring that she had a meal suitable for you. You have ADHD and are well aware that mistakes are so easily made, so to ensure you didn't seriously put this child's health in danger, you decided the safest option was to contact a restaurant to provide something. I can't stress this enough, you are not the asshole. I 100% agree. Okay, let's find one that is the asshole for fun. Oh, this one's been removed for some reason. Okay, this one hasn't been marked. I feel like this would be fun. Let's do this. Am I the asshole for taking my kids to my parents' house to sleep because my husband will not enforce the rules when his parents visit? We live 3 blocks away from my parents, and they see our kids almost every day. My husband's parents live a couple states away and only see the kids a few times a year. It's easy when we go to see them since we only visit when the kids are off school. But when they come see us, it's at random intervals through the year. Not a problem, really. They're excellent grandparents, with one small exception. They think our rules go out the window when they visit. I already have feelings, but we'll wait. It's mean that we don't make the kids their favorite food every day. Why can't the kids watch TV with them before they do chores and homework? Why do the kids have to be in bed so early? It drives me crazy that I'm the bad guy because my husband won't put his foot down, so I have to do it. They came last week, on Monday. As soon as dinner was over, they wanted the kids to pay attention to them. They wanted to take the kids to see Avatar. On a school night, my husband allowed it. Last straw. I told him that he knew that throwing the kids off their schedule screwed me over. So I gave him the choice of either enforcing our rules or I would. He said he would take care of it. Second night, there was a hockey game on. He wanted to watch it with our son, who loves hockey. I reminded my husband that our son had chores to do and homework. He said it was just a hockey game. I told the kids to get their stuff. I took them and a change of clothes and their homework to my parents' house. My mom and dad will watch them and take them to school in the morning. I went back home, and they were waiting for me. I'm being a controlling and abusive person by denying them time with the kids. I'm not the only person allowed to make decisions regarding the kids. They came all this way to see them, and I'm being a jerk by keeping them on my schedule. Fine. They are visiting a couple weeks. Wednesday, after I picked up the kids from school and dropped them off at home with my in-laws. I went out for the first time in ages. I told my husband I would be out late and didn't want to wake anyone up, so I would be at my parents' house. Did the same thing Thursday through tonight. My husband's been calling and texting and coming over to tell me I need to come home because the house is a disaster because his parents won't do anything. They're on vacation, and they are there to see the kids, not clean up. The kids are having a fun time with no rules, and he's been contacted by the school because no homework was turned in on Thursday or Friday. I didn't answer those texts. I said I'd be back after his parents left, or he enforced the rules. He said I was taking it too far, and that it was affecting his work. Honestly, tough crap. Edit, my son just texted me about his gym clothes for today. I guess he never put them on the hamper, and they didn't get washed. Now I'm wondering what else my husband didn't get done. Edit 2 to add information. Kids are 9 and 11. In-laws visit 4 or 5 times a year for at least a week. Okay. This is what happens when you have no rules. Exactly. Not the asshole. 100% not the asshole. Rules are healthy. I 100% agree. Especially when you have kids that young. 100% they need a schedule at all times, at least during the weekdays. When you have school and other things going on, probably extracurriculars. If the son likes hockey, he's probably doing some kind of sport, you know what I'm saying? So the kid needs a schedule. Just because family or friends that you don't see for a while come up doesn't mean that the rules should be thrown out the window. I've seen this many times. it's not good on the kids. It's really not. They're exhausted when they stay up past their bedtime, when they do just things that are not in their schedule. It messes them up, and it also makes them think that they can bend the rules when the parents aren't there, or when the grandparents aren't there, or every time the grandparents come, it's like, ooh, we can get away with this stuff. Next thought is definitely, like you said, the husband is the a-hole, because he needs to enforce the rules. He didn't, and now he's begging his wife to come back because nothing's getting done. Well, enforce the rules, my guy. Enforce them. What is your issue? What is actually your issue? And third, listen, in my opinion, when you have guests over, yes, you should be doing things for them. You should be taking care of them. But if they are staying that long, especially if they're family, they can help you here and there with chores. They can help you do the dishes, right? They can cook a meal every so often, right? Am I crazy? I feel like that's fair to at least maybe cook a meal once in a while, or maybe at least wash the dishes. Like, if you are my guest, like if my mom came to my house for like for a couple weeks to visit from wherever, and I cooked the meal, I would kindly ask my mom, would she be okay with helping me out with the dishes? Maybe we can do it together, you know? She'd be fine with that. I feel like that's fair. I'm gonna read this top comment. That's my rant. Not the asshole, and I seriously applaud you. So many women take that kind of crap and never have the guts to stand up for themselves. Playing nice sucks. Husband and parents will most likely call you difficult. They're upset the house is a mess, they can clean it themselves. You're not the maid, and you were not put on this earth to ensure everyone has a lovely time but you. You are the one who has to take the aftermath. If your husband and his parents can't understand that children need routine and boundaries, you are in for a heck of a rough ride. Hopefully you've made it well known that you won't stand for that type of crap. Edit. Yeah, this person got an award for this. If it were friends, I wouldn't expect that. Yeah, if it was a friend, I wouldn't expect that. I would expect maybe every so often, very occasionally, helping me with the dishes. Like, example, when I go over to a friend's house, I always offer, do you need any help making this meal? Can I do anything for you? I would expect at least your guest to offer. That's very nice of them. Majority of the time, if my friend as a guest asked that of me, I would tell them no. Majority of the time, like, don't worry about it. Whenever I go over to my future in-laws' house, even before my partner and I were talking about marriage, like way early on in a relationship, even when I was just their friend, it would be, oh, would you mind helping me out, just like stirring this for me when they're making dinner? Absolutely, I'm a guest at your house. And you're doing all these things for me. 100%, I will help you because I appreciate what you're doing for me. Okay. I think we have time for maybe 2 or 3 more, like quicker ones. Okay. Am I the asshole for leaving my wife and infant to attend a funeral? Oh, cool, you're engaged. Not yet. I'm not yet. Probably within the next year. It's something we've discussed quite a bit. We know that we want to do it. The only thing is that because I'm still in school, my finances are focused on school, you know. But yeah, when I graduate. Yeah, back to Lurk Healer. Okay, thanks for hopping in, chat. My wife and I recently had our first baby, and she's 3 months old now. A few weeks ago, my family was hit with a massive, massive tragedy. I'm still struggling to come to terms with it. I wanted to travel to the funeral, but my wife didn't want to come with the baby. She didn't want me to go either and said I should be spending the time with her and our daughter, and once she's a little older we can all go visit my family. I tried to explain this is important to me, but she wouldn't hear it. Mind you, I was planning to go for less than 3 days, left the night before the funeral, and flew back the morning after. I went last week, and during this time my sister-in-law came and stayed with my wife. My wife is mad at me and said that it was selfish of me to go, and my priority should be them right now. I really don't think I did anything wrong here, but my wife and even my sister-in-law said that what I did was completely wrong. Here for opinions because I guess we're all biased one way or another. Fair enough. Not the asshole. Someone in your family died. Like, if you gotta go out and fly to the funeral and your partner doesn't want to come with you, they shouldn't make you stay. They shouldn't. This is important to you. Someone died and it's important to you, so you should go. And honestly, you are more than accommodating your wife because you are offering to stay less than 3 days, which honestly I would want to stay more to see my family and grieve with them. But for staying less than that to come back with your wife and your newborn, you're more than accommodating. So top comment. It was It was 3 people who died. His sister, her husband, and her husband's sister. And he stayed for under 72 hours. Speaking as a mom, he's actually catering to her needs quite a bit. I would have gone with him and taken the baby. Edit, she had someone, her sister, come stay with her while he was gone. Edit 2, her staying at home with the baby is not unreasonable given that it's cold and flu season. It doesn't automatically make her a bad person. I agree. I 100% agree, and that poor guy. I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay. Am I the asshole for arguing with my fiance after she left my child at home and took only her kids on an outing? Backstory, my fiance and I have been together for about 4 years. She has 2 kids, 12-year-old female and 15-year-old female, with shared custody. It's an odd arrangement. She has them January through June. Early September, she moved into our house. My daughter Charlie is 10. For the record, up until recently, she's been an amazing mother figure to Charlie. Our first issue was back in November as we discussed bedroom arrangements. She felt her eldest should have a room to her own while living here 6 months out of the year. That would cause Charlie to bunk with her youngest. I, however, did not allow it because that would encroach Charlie and likely cause her to feel alienated in her own home. Last weekend, I was called in and worked a 12-hour shift. Okay, I just was confirming something really fast. When I arrived home, Charlie was upset because they went out to eat and left her home. She said they would come back. She said when they came back, she was handed a bag of takeout and the food was stone cold. I asked my fiancé to elaborate, to which she confirmed taking only her girls out to an early dinner, then took them to play mini-golf, hence why the food was cold. I sat in the car as they played. She kept deflecting to the food, saying she didn't expect her to eat it cold, and she could have warmed it up herself. I kept insisting it was extremely rude to exclude Charlie from the outing. She came back with, but I brought her food home. Then she said, why is it okay for you to go out with just Charlie? That's different. In the last 30 days, her kids have been there. Charlie and I have only gone grocery shopping, or on one occasion took her cat to the vet. That can't even be compared to what she did. We didn't come to any sort of agreement. Friday, she was taking her girls to the dentist. On the way out, she made a snarky comment. I hope this doesn't offend Charlie too. It made me mad that she said that. I called her feral. Whoa. We both later apologized, but then she started the argument back up. She said it was so rude of me to argue about her taking her kids out. She further said, I don't see my kids for 6 months. Excuse the heck out of me for wanting to spend time alone with them. I understood her point, but I felt like we could periodically plan separate outings on the same day so no one feels excluded. She kind of threw the bedroom ordeal in my face and said, my kids might feel alienated from their own mother if they can't enjoy time alone with me. She made the pointless remark that her kids have no problem with her doing things with Charlie while they were living with their father. She further argued that there will be many times when Charlie will be excluded because of the age gap between her and the eldest. I told her if she expects things to work out, she needs to treat Charlie as one of her daughters. She said I was entirely missing her point because I don't know what it's like to have shared custody. Me scolding her for spending time with them, as she said, was bitch-ass move. Okay. This will be the last one because I'm about to give my comments and I got 6 more minutes. So, not the asshole. It's hard when you have a step parent, and for that step parent it's hard to connect with their new stepchild. I understand that's a process that can be difficult, but the step parent excluding the stepchild deliberately this way, not cool at all. I think 100% you should spend alone time with your children. However, the stepmom should have done that while the husband was home to spend time with his daughter, instead of leaving Charlie home alone, you know. I feel like that's a fair notion. And as apparently before this, the stepmom was a good mother figure to Charlie, definitely treat her as your own. Why should things change just because your own daughters are around? And also the fact that she wanted Charlie to move out of her own room. What the heck? They moved into their house, so like, what? Anyway, those are my thoughts on that one. Okay, this is the top comment. Not the asshole. She left a child at home alone knowing you were working a 12-hour shift and then brought her cold takeout. That's just plain mean. Alright, there's a ad on my music here. That's just plain mean. Are you sure you want this woman in your daughter's life? I agree. Sounds like Opie nabbed himself an evil stepmother. And the child is 10. Pretty certain that's not allowed under law, at least where I'm from. Fiance sounds like the asshole, excluding a child like that, leaving them home alone like that, didn't even arrange for her to go to a friend's house, a day out playing fun games. Fun games is not the same as grocery shopping or a vet trip. Good lord, the flag has never been a brighter red. Honestly, she is more than asshole. She's irresponsible, neglectful, and downright cruel, and apparently she doesn't see that. You can't trust this woman to be fair to your daughter. Yeah, it can be illegal in some states. It just depends where you're from, or countries, wherever. Not the cold takeout. Takeout that sat in the car while they mini golfed it up. There's a time limit on certain foods to be left out before they're bad to eat. Like, how long does it sit from restaurant to home? That's just disrespectful and disgusting. I'd never even give my dogs food that sat out too long. Yeah. Alright, well, we're gonna end that here. That was fun. Let's go over here. Appreciate everyone who hopped in and gave their opinions. I had fun with that. I'm excited for more spooky stories. Reminder that I don't stream tomorrow. I will be streaming on Wednesday. I did put out my schedule for the week on Twitter, so follow my Twitter if you're curious about that, because I have some cancellations for streams this week. It's gonna be a busy week, a busy weekend, so I'm gonna have to vary from the schedule just a little bit. Yeah, so Wednesday, I think we're we're doing Let's Not Meet. We're doing another Reddit stream for the Let's Not Meet category. So that should be fun, and appreciate you guys hopping in. For those of you watching on YouTube, if you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. It takes 2 seconds and it's completely free, so you can always unsubscribe later. Let's see if there's anyone who can raid today. And none of our friends are raiding today, or streaming today, so we are not raiding today, but maybe next time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. I will see you guys on Wednesday. See ya.